Hello everybody, it's iCanTony2744. Today I wanted to take a look at the most popular iPhone 5 or iPhone 6th generation before any of you guys say, no, that's the iPhone 5th generation. iPhone 3G, iPhone 3GS, iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, and the iPhone 5. That'll be the 6th generation of iPhone, and the most popular photos out are all looking the same. It's all the same device and stuff like that, and a lot of people stare at these photos and they say, no, that's ugly, that Apple would never design something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. Maybe it is true that Apple would have never designed something like this. But then again, maybe this is an early prototype. Maybe this is the device we'll see released later on this fall. We really don't know at this point. Now, before you say, no, there's no way this will be even close to what it's going to look like. It has a new design a little bit. It's changed up a little bit. It looks like it's a little bit thinner. The screen's a little bit bigger. There's just some simple changes and stuff like that, and you can definitely tell that this could very well be a next generation device. We don't know for sure, though, if it's going to be exactly like this. We don't know if this is even close to what it's going to look like. I do think that given the fact that all these websites and pretty much all these websites are just throwing out photos constantly, every week there's new photos coming out, and they're all looking the same. It looks to me like this could be the next generation of iPhone. Now, like I said, before you say the back is ugly, it's just not something Apple would make or something like that, I do think it's something that Apple would make. I would buy it even in this stage. I think it looks perfectly fine. I don't preferably like the back, but I will go ahead and say this. When the iPad 2, or before the iPad 2 came out, the iPad 2 was going to have a different design than the original iPad, and there was an early prototype floating around, and the only difference between that early prototype that was floating around before the release of the iPad 2 was the speaker grill. The speaker grill kind of had the jailed look to it instead of the little dots that the iPad 2 and the iPad 3rd generation have, and it was pretty much the same device other than that. So really, you can't sit here and say there's no way this could be the next generation of iPhone, because it is fairly easy for sites to get their hands on parts. It's fairly easy for sites to get their hands on full devices because of the fact that in China, basically the factory workers, they don't get paid a lot. You know, it's easy for them to, you know, sneak out a part, sneak out a finished device, sneak out the back, sneak out the front of the iPhone, whatever, and sell it to a blog, because blogs out there are willing to pay a lot of money to these people who can give them these parts, because it gets those blogs a lot of publicity and it allows them to make more money off of ad revenue on their website. So they try to get their hands on these parts, and when they do, this stuff happens. Now, this could be an earlier prototype, like I said. You know, then again, it could not be anything like the next generation of iPhone. We never really know, but you can't fully doubt it at this time because of the fact that, like I said, the iPad 2 had an early prototype floating around. Everybody doubted that, and then all of a sudden it came true. Besides, the speaker grill was a little bit different, which tells us it was obviously an earlier prototype. Same thing with the iPhone 4. You know, when the iPhone 4 was released, not a lot of people were shocked about the design. Keep in mind, the jump from the iPhone 3GS design to the iPhone 4 is a big change. It was probably the biggest change yet in the whole history of iPhone, pretty much. And with that change, people they weren't shocked about it when it was announced, because photos were released beforehand of pretty much the device and what it's going to be looking like, and everybody already knew what the iPhone 4 was going to look like before it was released. Same thing with the iPhone 4S, because they have the tendency to throw an S on the end of the device, keep the same hardware, but up the speed and up the camera quality and the screen quality and stuff like that. And the S, by the way, does stand for speed, so iPhone 3GS stands for iPhone 3G speed, and so on. But when you look at these, you could say it's either a prototype, you could say it is the next generation of iPhone, or you could say that there's no way. And before you say there's no way, there is a strong possibility that these are legitimate photos, and in all reality, we're just gonna have to wait until this fall. So I really haven't been paying much attention to all the arguments related around these photos. I believe that this is either a prototype or similar to what the next generation of iPhone will be looking like, because it fits all the rumors, it fits all the things we're looking for out of the next generation of iPhone, except for the fact that people just don't like the back of it. That's the only thing, pretty much, that I've heard that is really, really big that people just don't like about the device prototypes or device renders or whatever you want to call them, because we don't know what they are at this time for sure. But a lot of sites are posting on it, so it gives me the ability to just sit here and think of the fact that it is possible that this could be the next generation of iPhone, and it is also possible that this could just be a prototype. What's the possibility of somebody just creating this device and making it on their own. I don't think it's very possible because many sites have gotten hold of this. Many sites have posted different photos. There have been detailed photos. These aren't just some blurred photos taken by a crappy camera. They are actually like legitimate, up close, paying attention to quality photos, and it looks very legit. So, and they're not renders and they're not edits, because like I said, a lot of these websites have more than one copies of these devices and overall what the device may look like as an iPhone 6th generation. So I want to go ahead and thank you guys for watching. This is iGuitar2744. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and comment, thumbs up, share it. That's always appreciated. Visit the description below, find me on Facebook, Twitter, and check out my website, iosnova.com, for more details on these images, as well as a full list of all these images. Like I said, you know what, in the comment section below, I want to hear what you think about these prototypes. Do you think it is completely just nothing? Do you think it is the next generation of iPhone? Do you think the sites have a clue what they're talking about? Because they have in the past, keep in mind. So what's your opinion on it? I want to go ahead and thank you guys again for watching. This is iGuitar2744.